A plane vanished. No distress. No warning. Just silence. That plane deviated from its path over the Gulf of Thailand. It turned west, crossing the Malay Peninsula, tracked only by military radar. The transponder goes silent. The plane disappears from civilian radar. Someone in the cockpit deliberately switched it off. Military radar tracks the plane for over an hour. It flies low, hugging the Strait of Malacca, then heads northwest into the Andaman Sea. The plane flies for nearly 7 hours after disappearing from radar. Satellite data reveals a final arc over the southern Indian Ocean. The largest search in aviation history begins. 26 nations join the hunt. They scour the South China Sea, then shift to the Indian Ocean. Months pass. No wreckage. No black boxes. The underwater locator beacon's batteries die. The search becomes a desperate gamble. Then, in July 2015, a piece of debris washes ashore on Reunion Island. It is confirmed. A flaperon from Tiga Tujuh. More debris washes up in Mozambique, Tanzania, and South Africa. Each piece tells a story of impact, but no explosion. The official report concludes nothing. It cites possible hypoxia, but no cause is confirmed. Families are left without closure. The flight's disappearance defies all known aviation protocols. No distress call, no emergency, just a silent vanishing act. The mystery spawns countless theories. Hijacking, pilot suicide, shoot down, even alien abduction. But the truth remains buried in the deep ocean. The flight was a routine red-eye from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing, a journey often made by many passengers. But on March Delapan 2014, it would be the last time they would ever see the sky. Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah, a highly experienced pilot with 18,000 flight hours, was at the helm, accompanied by First Officer Farik Abdul Hamid, who was younger but equally well-trained. Passengers included Dua Tujuh people from Satu Empat nations, many Chinese nationals. Among them were families, artists, and a team of employees returning from a conference, all with their own stories and dreams. This is just the beginning. Subscribe to see more amazing content. Fire. The aircraft was a Boeing 777-200ER, one of the safest planes ever built, with a maintenance record that was spotless, and Malaysia Airlines had a good safety record prior to the incident. The flight path was over the Gulf of Thailand, a busy airspace, with clear weather conditions and no storms reported. But despite this, the disappearance occurred during a shift change between air traffic control centers. The lack of communication from the cockpit remains unexplained. And the disappearance of Malaysia Airlines flight Tiga Tujuh has left families without closure. And the official report concluded nothing, leaving many questions unanswered. The mystery of Tiga Tujuh has spawned countless theories, from hijacking to alien abduction, but no credible evidence supports these claims. And the most plausible theory remains pilot suicide, but it lacks definitive proof, leaving the mystery to endure. The search began in the South China Sea, where the plane was last thought to be. Hours turned into days. But the vast ocean yielded nothing. No debris. No oil slicks. No sign of the missing aircraft. Families waited with bated breath, clinging to hope that a miracle would occur. The absence of any trace only deepened the mystery, casting a shadow of uncertainty over the entire operation. As days passed without any findings, the focus shifted dramatically. Satellite data, initially overlooked, revealed faint signals that had been missed. These signals indicated the plane had continued flying for hours after its disappearance. This revelation pointed towards a deliberate act, not a sudden catastrophe, sending shockwaves through the investigation team. The new data led investigators to the southern Indian Ocean, thousands of miles away. This vast expanse, far from any landmass, presented an almost insurmountable challenge. The Australian Transport Safety Bureau took the helm, coordinating what would become the largest underwater search in aviation history. Families held onto the fragile hope that this new direction might finally bring answers. The underwater search covered an area of 120,000 square kilometers, a task of Herculean proportions. State-of-the-art sonar equipment was deployed, scouring the ocean floor for any sign of wreckage. Weeks turned into months, then years, as the search continued relentlessly. Yet, despite the exhaustive efforts, no trace of the main wreckage was ever found. The ocean remained stubbornly silent, while the underwater search yielded no results. A breakthrough came from an unexpected source. In 2015, a piece of debris washed ashore on Reunion Island, far from the initial search areas. Initial examination suggested it could be from Tiga Tujuh Nol. This discovery, though small, reignited hope and shifted focus to the beaches and coastlines of the Indian Ocean. Following the discovery on Reunion Island, more debris began washing up along the eastern African coast. Pieces were found in Mozambique, Tanzania, and South Africa. Each fragment was meticulously analyzed, providing clues about the plane's final moments. The debris showed signs of intense impact but no evidence of an explosion, ruling out a mid-air detonation. Among the recovered debris, a flaperon found on Reunion Island stood out. It exhibited unusual damage patterns, suggesting the plane may have ditched at high speed. This finding pointed towards a scenario where the pilots lost control or were incapacitated, leading to a rapid descent into the ocean. The evidence, though circumstantial, painted a grim picture of the final moments. Despite the debris findings, a critical challenge remained. The underwater locator beacons, designed to emit signals from aircraft black boxes, had a limited battery life of approximately 3 days. By the time the search focused on the southern Indian Ocean, these beacons had likely expired, leaving investigators without vital clues from the flight recorders. This technical limitation added another layer of complexity to the already daunting search. The official report, released years later, offered no definitive answers. It cited possible scenarios, including hypoxia, where the crew and passengers lost consciousness due to lack of oxygen. However, no concrete evidence supported this theory. The report's ambiguity left families and investigators grappling with uncertainty, highlighting the gaps in our understanding of what truly happened to Tiga Tujuh Nol. Political tensions and a lack of transparency further complicated the investigation. Accusations of withholding information and conflicting statements from involved parties created an atmosphere of distrust. This lack of cooperation hindered the search efforts, prolonging the agony for the families who sought closure. The investigation became not just a technical challenge, but a diplomatic nightmare. In 2015, a private company, Ocean Infinity, offered to resume the search using advanced autonomous underwater vehicles. This new phase of the search was driven by the disappearance of Flight Tiga Tujuh Nol has spawned countless conspiracy theories that defy all conventional explanations. Families still seek answers after years of uncertainty. The most controversial theory suggests Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah deliberately crashed the plane in a calculated act of murder-suicide. This theory remains deeply disturbing. Investigators discovered Zahari's home flight simulator contained a flight path ending precisely where the plane was believed to have crashed in the southern Indian Ocean. Another theory proposes the plane was hijacked by terrorists and flown to a remote location, never to be seen again. This theory gained traction shortly after the disappearance. Despite numerous terrorist groups operating in the region, no organization ever claimed responsibility for the disappearance. No credible evidence supports this hijacking theory. Some investigators speculate the plane was accidentally shot down during a secret military exercise conducted by either the United States or Russian forces in the region. Extensive searches found no missile debris or radar evidence to support this theory. Military officials from both countries denied any involvement in the incident. A more elaborate theory suggests the plane landed safely in a secret location, possibly in Kazakhstan or the Maldives, where it remains hidden to this day. Satellite data analysis contradicts this theory, as the plane's fuel would have completely run out before reaching any potential landing sites in those regions. Perhaps the most extraordinary theory suggests the plane was abducted by aliens or entered welcome. Before we begin, hit subscribe so you don't miss our daily updates. Bell don't miss out. Subscribe today for exclusive content tomorrow. Wrapped gift.